Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Australia's Tabletop Wargame Network. As per usual, I am ScottyD, and tonight we've got the Capital Clash Dakka Dakka Tournament Preview. And we're joined by Andrew, who is the TO for the tournament. Andrew, how you doing, mate?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Glad to hear that. Thanks for taking time out of your busy week ahead of the tournament to have a bit of a chat. So just a heads up, folks, I do apologize about that delay at the start, as just having to get things all set up. We were meant to have Blake joining us, but he's run into some technical difficulties, unfortunately. So appreciate your patience. Now, if you are watching this back on YouTube, we do these tournament previews live over on our Twitch channel the week of the tournament. So we've got it all nice and fresh for the players in attendance, and we've got a live chat. Joining us, Raisu, how you doing? Welcome in to everyone who is in chat as well. So, I reckon to kick us off, Andrew, why don't you give us a little bit of a brief introduction about yourself? You've been on a couple of times now, so how long you've been in the hobby, what armies you play, how long you've been a TO, things like that.
Yep, no worries. It's the same story I think the vast majority of us has. Got into Warhammer as a kid. A lot of it was through the Lord of the Rings magazine that you could get. That was always very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Then I guess I don't know if I grew out of it. I just grew away from it. And then was looking for something after I kind of got into motorbike racing and all sorts of different stuff. And then with work decided it was a bit dangerous and needed something a bit different. So I started re-exploring the old hobbies. And then, got back into playing and everything involved with Warhammer, I guess, just before COVID. So,
yep.
And then spent most of COVID slowly acquiring my original love, which was Guard. So I have a vast collection of Guard. I have a lot of different armies. It's kind of too many. But the main couple that I play, or at least I put the most time into, would be Guard and probably Orcs.
Yeah, nice.
The two. So two very different armies, but I would say Orcs are probably the most fun for me. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
What would you say is fun about them for you, though?
Sheer ridiculousness of them. I think.
Yeah.
They're just a wild army to play. Sometimes it's absolutely insane. Other times it can be pretty frustrating when you completely bounce off things. But yeah, if you get the right war at the right time is rather satisfying.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump into talking a bit about Capital Clash. So do you want to just kind of run through like what your vision's been for the tournament? You know, I think this is the third year it's running now.
Third year.
You know, your motivations behind running it, what your core values are for the event, things like that.
Yep. Yeah, so, I mean, this tournament was kind of started when I went to my first tournament, which was an Exterminatus tournament, run out in Wagga. I had an amazing time. Everything to do with the hobby was rewarded out there. So for the competitive guys, you're rewarded. For the people that were into the hobby for painting and sort of custom work and all sorts of things, they were also rewarded. So I really liked that. I got chatting with Dom at that point and developed a bit of a friendship there with him as well. And then slowly worked my way into that group. So now I am part of the Exterminatus tournaments group. And I really wanted to run basically the same thing, but in Canberra. We didn't really have any big events apart from our smaller ones that run. So I just wanted something similar, same vibes, same group of people, and just keep building that rewarding tournament for everyone, not just for those that are really good at the game.
Yeah, awesome.
So, yeah.
And it's definitely, you know, we won't jump into too much of the players pack in a bit, but it's definitely reflected in your prize choices as well.
Yes, yeah. So try and reward everyone for every aspect, like I mentioned before, of the hobby. So yeah, if you're good at the game tactically, then congratulations, good on you. And then there's other people who may not be very tactically astute, but are incredible painters. So we just want to make sure that they have somewhere they can show off what they do, and be rewarded for it as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Which is always important, right? Something I'll note is that here in New South Wales, Alex has picked up. For my events I've been doing, picked up a prize that is traditionally like used in America called the Renaissance Man, and it's basically a prize where you combine whoever's got the best combined battle points, painting, and sportsmanship. And so rewarding all aspects together in the one prize for one person that encapsulates all three. But also other prizes amongst that for the various different sides. So it sounds like a very similar kind of mindset that you have.
100%.
Yeah. Awesome. So, is there anything else you want to add on that, or would you like to move on?
Oh, probably not. I think most people that are coming to the tournament, I've recognized the majority of the names coming back, so that's a good sign. And there's a lot of people that obviously I see that come to most of our Exterminatus events that we run as well. So that always feels good to have people returning. So you're doing something right.
Yeah, for sure. And the one thing that I want to note as well is that you've actually sold out this year, compared to last year where you didn't.
Yeah, so that was kind of surprising, honestly, but good.
Yeah,
good
definitely.
Surprise.
Good for you, man. Like, I know you put a lot of hard work into your events, and so it's, very, very happy to see you sell out for this one. Very well deserved. All right, we're going to keep it very brief when we get into the players pack. We're actually going to do something a bit different. Is there anything of note that you have that is within the players pack? If I get the right window up, because OBS decides, no, it's not going to be that window. I'm going to show Alex Reeby's list instead of actually doing what I want it to do. Anything of note in the players pack that you want to bring up?
I mean, everything's pretty much the same from previous players packs, obviously adapted across to 10th edition. The only real things, I suppose, to mention would just be the FAQs section, I guess. Mostly using Games Workshop stuff that's been sort of specified by them. We'll be using the WTC charging just because it simplifies things, and I dislike magic boxes, even as a guard player. And yeah, for anything that isn't really listed properly with Games Workshop or answered properly with Games Workshop, we'll probably just refer back to the WTC and then see if they've got something for it. So yeah, probably the only thing of note.
Yeah, cool. All right, so that's good to know. As we were chatting beforehand, it keeps it in line with a lot of the other tournaments within New South Wales typically follow suit.
Yep.
But
simple.
Yeah, for sure. So the one thing we will talk about from the players pack, because I think it's important, is the missions and the terrain layouts. So the first thing is your layouts. You've picked 2 per day. I'd love to know your rationale behind that.
So we play on the same terrain, I guess, now competitively. So to create some sort of diversity there, where you're not just playing the same terrain and the same layouts continually, it's something we started doing basically in 10th with all of our Exterminatus events. So we basically just alternate the tables. So table 1 will be layout 1, table 2 will be layout 2, and it goes back 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and works its way through. So all day, I design the missions that they'll work for all of those tables. So, I mean, you could end up on the same layout for all 3 if you get lucky, but it's unlikely, and it just creates a little bit more diversity to it. Just something a bit different, something extra you might have to plan for. So I just like that. It's a dice game at the end of the day, so you can plan as much as you want, but sometimes it's not going to matter.
Yep. Sometimes the dice the dice and the cards can determine whether you win or lose a game.
They sure can. So yeah, we just like to, it also saves constantly changing terrain and all that sort of setup and everything else. So just the rotating setup. I've had no complaints before, so I mean, I always ask for feedback. So if anyone does have complaints at the end, I will take it on board.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, it has all been good. So we just like to run it that way.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and then change it up for day 2.
Yep, for sure. So, day 1, you've got layouts 1 and 2 on GW.
Yep.
Round 1 is Tipping Point and Scorched Earth.
Yep.
So, I think that's quite a solid mission to start day 1 off on, because it's only max 10 points per battle round. You can get the extra by burning. So really, realistically, if a player just holds the natural expansion in their home and then they burn the natural expansion, there's 45 points. So really not too difficult to get a really
stable
solid
mission just to start with.
Yeah, which is quite, I think is quite a good one. On Tipping Point as well, so it's staggered, so it's not just like cool, all, Hammer and Anvil with Scorched Earth is like cool, everything's equally accessible. I like Tipping Point because it gives you that natural expansion objective to be able to hold on your side.
Yep.
So I do like that. Round 2 is Crucible of Battle with Hidden Supplies. Now, what are your thoughts of Hidden Supplies as a new mission?
I quite like it. I think the way it scores now is quite different. I haven't had tons of experience. The experiences I've had playing it myself, I have enjoyed it a lot more than I did before. So when designing it, I wanted something a bit obscure, I guess. Day 1, round 2, something a little bit more out there that could reward someone who understands how the mission works and everything, and that helps them push into where they are potentially wanting to go in the podium or points wise as it goes on. So yeah, that's the main reason. Because it will reward people who understand how it works.
Yeah.
More than those that just want to kill their opponent's models.
Yep, for sure. I think it's really well structured. I like the way that they've done it where your home still counts if you hold more than your opponent, but just for the first two sets of 5 points, you've got to hold no man's land objectives. So there's kind of that dichotomy of like, I've got to protect my home, but also want to try and hold more than my opponent in no man's land. So I think it's a really well-written mission.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with you. It's a good one for mission 2. It gives people, if they want to play into it, it's going to allow that separation of the pack you want in round 2.
Yep.
Then round number 3, you've got Search and Destroy with Linchpin.
Yep.
Pretty easy mission.
Yep. It's a good way to finish off the day.
Mm.
You don't have to think too hard. Make sure you look after your home objective and try and push your opponent off theirs, I guess, to really swing some primary.
Yep. Fight over the midfield when there's a 9-inch, ring around it from turn 1, basically. It's like, who wants to unga bunga through that thing?
That's it.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like that. It's typically you see Linchpin in one of 3 places. You either see it as round 1, round 3, or you just don't see it. So I like it as, round 3, it works well.
Yep.
Then when we come to day number 2, we got GW layouts 4 and 6. So, the one thing I'll note is that you've got, I think it's all 4 of the most competitive GW maps. Because I think some of the other ones are just not feasible.
Yeah, so when I was trying to get all the missions to work together, because obviously that's trying to make the day so that there isn't changes that need to be required as the day goes on. Yeah, they're the most common numbers that come up in all the Games Workshop missions. So just trying to tailor it that way. I think on day 1 it was easier to do the 1 and 2 for multiple missions, and then day 2 I was able to use a couple of different layouts, quite different, to create day 2.
Yep, for sure. So round number 4, we've got Crucible of Battle with Terraform. Now, Terraform previously used to be not such a great mission. What are your thoughts on the new version of Terraform?
Definitely better than the old version. I think the old version, it rewarded armies that either were a bit of a stat check that could just walk out potentially early on, depending on obviously their army and how far they can actually move, and just terraform it, and then that's it. There's some free points for them for the rest of the game. There's nothing you can do about it. Haha. Now let's play the rest of the game while I get a bonus 2 to 6 points.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. 2 extra.
Yeah.
Whereas now, there's kind of a mini game between you taking it, turning it off, taking it, turning it off. So yeah, just adds an extra thing. I guess it rewards armies with a lot more units who can potentially do more actions. But a lot of the time, those armies miss out on other things. Though I did put Purge in, so
yeah.
Sorry for the small armies, custodes mostly.
Yeah, custodes and maybe knights don't feel that one as
Knights
much.
probably like, yeah.
But yeah, no, I do quite like the way that they've improved terraform as well. I think reducing it to 1 point, the action finishes at the end of your turn, is a really solid way of doing it. You know, because you can terraform round 1, but you don't get the points for it till round 2. There's also an interesting part of it where if you manage to terraform your opponent's home objective, they can't unterraform it. So
Yeah.
it's like, do you want to go for your opponent's backfield and just try and get that from them? And if you get it, there's 1 free point for the rest of the number of battle rounds that you'll have access to. So yeah, there's some interesting quirks with that for sure. And then
it's kind of one again that rewards someone who knows potentially what they're doing mission or has put the effort into learning how it works with round 4. So going into round 5, that's the potential to get yourself into those last positions if that's what you're going for.
Yeah, exactly. Then we come into round 5, which we've got tipping point with take and hold. Again, really straightforward. Just hold 1, hold 2, hold 3.
That's it. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
At the end. Yep.
And the one thing, I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, you're probably going to tell me which way it is, but you've basically gone tipping point, crucible, search, crucible, tipping point.
Yes. Yep. So I just made it reversed so that they weren't sort of back to back. Yep. So it feels different instead of sort of playing the same mission one after the other kind of thing. So I know it's the same, but just creating something in between that's different will hopefully make it feel less repetitive.
Yeah. I think more my point is that it's identically flipped. So it's mirrored.
Yeah, no, that was on purpose.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, maybe it's me being OCD on it.
Yeah, no, I like that.
When I did it, so.
Yeah.
Help.
Then the other, I think, just for terrain's sake, the important thing I think I'll mention is that you are using Speartip Studios terrain. And it's noted that the L's are just a little bit different in their designs compared to what GW have nowadays.
They were originally designed for the Leviathan pack, so they're bigger L's, a lot of them. 4 of them have now been, I've cut the L's down so they have what will be like a 2-inch. I will do it on the day and have a conversation, but they'll be like a 2-inch section. So effectively what those blue sections are a lot of the time for things to be able to move through and whatever else. So I spent a previous weekend cutting them all. So that was heartbreaking and, but needed to be done. So yeah.
Yep.
And that much on terrain and then you go and cut it all, but that's all right.
Yeah.
The things that those do for all the gamers.
Yes, exactly. It's like GW, just stick with it. Like, just
nice if it was consistent. It really would be.
Yep. And then you look at, to tangent for a bit, you look at all the different layouts and it's like, cool, this layout's got 2 right-hand corner L's and 1 left, and then you go to a different map and it's got 2 left and 1 right. It's like,
Yeah, if they could choose a set and stick with it, that would be really handy.
Yeah, I think all of us TOs would greatly appreciate that.
Yep. But to give them credit, at least they're giving us layouts and a tournament companion this time around. So that does help.
Oh, for sure. Alrighty. So I reckon with the missions and the terrain, let's jump into talking about the meta, the fun stuff. There we go. All right, cool. I'm really looking forward to this. We got 52 players, and it is really well spread for the most part. So we'll start off with the Space Marine Super Faction. 12 players making up 23.1% of the field. Heading them up is Salamanders with 3 players. There is 2 Blood Angels, 2 Deathwatch, and 2 Space Wolves, with 1 Black Templar, 1 Dark Angel, and 1 Ultramarine. So, really interesting spread. I'm considering who is playing Salamanders. I'm not surprised that Salamanders are up top. You've got Andrew Sherman and Ben Hader from New South Wales in attendance. And I believe it's... I can't remember who exactly. There's another Salamanders player. I'm not sure if they're an ACT local or if they are from, like... Josh.
Yeah, I think it's Josh Drew. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He does love his Salamanders.
Yeah, nice. So it's good to see them getting some love in their detachments. Deathwatch, seeing 2 players, which, I love my Deathwatch as a Deathwatch player myself. So you got Challen in there, top player in the Australian ITC currently, as well as Richard playing Deathwatch. And you got a few others that have jumped onto some Marine factions. You got Tim Neal jumping on Dark Angels. I had a look at his list, and it's like, oops, all Terminators. So it's basically Space Marine Custodes.
Yep. That's it.
And then Paul.
Who knows what he likes?
Yeah. And then Paul has from ACT as well. He's jumped on Black Templars instead of playing Guard.
Yeah, he's discovering the joys of combat.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it's a whole new world as a Guard player when you discover that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, now, Imperium is the most represented faction with 16 players in attendance for 30.8% of the meta. Imperial Knights make up 6 of those. You've got 3 Adeptus Custodes, 3 Adeptus Mechanicus, 3 Astra Militarum, and 1 Adeptus Sororitas. So Knights being heavily favored. Now, for those who maybe don't know...
no idea why that is. Yeah.
I was about to say, ACT is somewhat known through talking with some folks around the joint. I know I was chatting with you guys. We went out to dinner at the Sydney Winter GT on the Saturday night. And some of you guys were having a bit of a, not necessarily a whinge, but more just like, I'm just sick of playing in a Knight heavy meta.
Yep.
So,
Knights and Custodes would be the meta down here.
Yep. So yeah, not too surprising. Custodes, good to see some representation still for them. 3 AdMech is really interesting as well.
Yep.
So obviously Dale being on AdMech, and a few others jumping on them as well now. So it'll be interesting to see how those go. Astra Militarum is good to see some variety. We'll get into their detachments as to what's going on there. And then One Sisters, the only faction we're not seeing, Grey Knights. No Grey Knights.
No silver power armor.
I mean, to be fair, some of the Grey Knight players in New South Wales are either playing another event or they're prepping for WTC. So they've got other things on their plate. But yeah, still good. And Lost Crusader in chat, nearly 20% of the field is some variety of Knights. Yeah, we'll jump into that in a second. But yeah, then we come to Chaos Super Faction, which is 15 players making up 28.8% of the field. There is 5 Death Guard, 3 Chaos Knights, 3 Chaos Space Marines, 2 World Eaters, 1 Chaos Demons, and 1 Emperor's Children. So, very interesting to note, no Thousand Suns, but every single other form of Chaos is represented. Not too surprised to see Death Guard still in strong representation. They're in a really solid spot at the moment, able to perform quite well. Chaos Knights, obviously, maybe not getting as much representation as Imperial Knights, but still seeing some play. They do quite well at the moment with their new codex. And then you've got your tried and trues that are jumping on, CSM or World Eaters and Demons. Good to see some Emperor's Children around as well.
Yep.
Then we've got Eldari. They're a Zippo. Absolutely Zippo. Yep. Which is wild.
Let's play elves.
Yes. Yeah. Droopy Unicorn. If you use the ! lists command in chat, it will give you the BCP link for lists up on there. And welcome in, as well as Alex in chat. Great to have you joining us. And yeah, someone who lives in the UK but returning to Canberra in the near future. The meta is wild. Yeah. It's going to be a bit wild, but I'm sure the guys down in Canberra look forward to you joining them. All right. Then we come to Hive Mind, and there are 4 players in attendance. We have got... and then Incessor, thank you for the follow. Sorry about that. Hive Mind, 4 players for 7.7% of the field, 3 Tyranids, and 1 Genestealer Colt. You got your tried and true Rowan on Tyranids, of course, and I know Dom is also playing Tyranids. So it'd be interesting to see how they go, and one poor soul who's decided to torture themselves playing Genestealer Colts.
And Brood Brothers, no less.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. It's good to see something other than like Host of Ascension or Outlander.
Yep.
So yeah. We'll see how they go over the weekend. And then for Xenos, you got 5 players in attendance for them with 9.6% of the field. There are 2 Orc players and then 1 player for each of Leagues of Votann, Necrons, and Tau Empire.
Yep.
So I think overall, it's a really good spread. Not too surprising not see Drakari, but also it is a bit surprising to not see Eldari as well. So
yeah, I mean, down here we don't have a lot of Eldari players. There really is only, there's one main one, that's Dale, but I think he's just having some fun with his AdMech. So.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So overall, looking at the faction podium, Imperial Knights come in first place with 6 players, making up 11.8% of the players. In second place, you've got Death Guard with 5 players, making up 9.8%. And then for third spot, it's an equal tie between Adeptus Custodes, Adeptus Mechanicus, Ash Militarum, Chaos Knights, Salamanders, and Tyranids with 3 players each, making up 35.3% of the field, meaning that the faction podium is 29 players for 56.9% of the meta.
Yeah.
So, a lot. Yeah. And Nim Teal, welcome in. Hope you're doing well, mate. All right, so we're going to jump into chat about the Detachment Breakdown. I like doing this now that we've got a lot of the codexes out, so we can actually see what detachments factions have available. So starting off with Space Marines and Imperium. For Salamanders, there are 3 Firestorm players, Blood Angels, 2 Liberator Assault Groups, Death Watch, 2 Black Spear Task Forces. Space Wolves, now the one thing I'll mention, Space Wolves, the new Space Wolves Codex is allowed. So it means there's 2 Saga of the Beast Slayers in attendance, which is probably I would say it's the best detachment from the supplement for Space Wolves now, outside of like taking Stormlands, for example. You've got Black Templars, Righteous Crusaders. For 1, you've got 1 Stormlance for Dark Angels, which, knowing that it's, what Tim is running and that it's all Terminators, having Advance and Charge for, stuff that's movement 5, really solid. And then the Ultramarines, Gladius Task Force, not surprising. I had to look at the list. It's got Gilliman in it. Not surprised.
Yep.
Then for Imperium, you've got 6 Noble Lance for Imperial Knights. Again, not surprising there. Their Grotma's detachment is not ideal. For Custodes, there's 2 Lines of the Emperor and then 1 unknown. I couldn't determine what it was at all. There was no enhancements. There was...
It's Shield Host.
Shield Host.
Fixed that all up earlier.
Perfect.
So
perfect.
Shield Host detachment.
Yeah, cool. So 1 Shield Host, 2 Lines of the Emperor. For Adeptus Mechanicus, 2 Halos Creed Battleclades and 1 Skitarii Hunter Cohort. Bash Militarum, there is 1 of Combined Arms, 1 Hammer of the Emperor, and 1 Recon Element. Really interesting to see that one in there. And then 1 Hallowed Martyrs for Adeptus Sororitas, which is also quite interesting. So overall, detachment-wise for the Marines, I'm not too surprised by those. I think the only one that really catches me out is the Dark Angel Stormlance. But everything else is pretty expected to be the strongest for those factions. Then for Imperium, some that do catch me off guard. You know, Recon Elements and Hallowed Martyrs, for example, are the ones that really do. Custodes is expected, and Admech is as well. So yeah. Also, Nurgle, Matt, and Glaves, welcome. Yeah, you're going to say, Andrew? Sorry about that.
Oh, no. The Recon element has been doing well for some players in some decent metas. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And I know that amount of bodies is something that a lot of the top armies at the moment don't particularly like.
No.
So you won't kill them, but they can't kill you quick enough. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so next up, we're going to look at the Chaos detachments. So we've got Death Guard. All 5 Death Guard players are playing Virulent Vectorium. For Chaos Knights, there's 2 Lords of Dread and 1 Infernal Lance. For Chaos Space Marines, 2 Renegade Raiders and 1 Soulforge War Pack. World Eaters, 1 Berserker Warband and 1 Khorne Demonkin, which is good to see. Then Chaos Demons, 1 Demonic Incursion, and then Emperor's Children, Coterie of the Conceited for their player.
Yep.
So not overly surprising across this spread.
No. It's all pretty self-explanatory, I think.
Yeah. I think the only thing that's kind of interesting to see is the Khorne Demonkin. I think that's the one interesting one. The only one that maybe isn't seen is Mortarian's Hammer in Death Guard.
Yeah. Maybe one of them would have been more normal, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Nim Teal saying Stormlance is junk. No need to look at that.
Yep. Yeah, don't worry about him. He's not actually a good player.
All right, jumping into the Hivemind and Xenos detachments. For Tyranids, there's 2 Invasion Fleet and then 1 Subterranean Assault. Interestingly enough, Rowan is the one who's playing the Subterranean Assault, and the name of his list was like something along the lines of like a super like fluffy TO list version 3.
So Rowan is also an assistant TO for the event. So that's why he's done that. Yep.
Nice. Good thing I didn't pick him to have a look at his list.
Yeah.
And then Gene Steelcots, as you already said, is Brood Brothers. Really interesting to see. I'm keen to see how that goes over the first few rounds. Then for Orcs, 1 Dreadmob and 1 Warhorde. Now, notably, I know the Warhorde player. Brad has decided to bring a Gargantuan Skrigoth.
Yep, it's pretty great.
That I've played against that thing myself against Brad, and he's fielded a Stomper in the same list. Not fun. It's brutal.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah. Yep. So that'll be good fun to see that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Then you've got Oathband for Leagues of Votann, Necron's Awakened Dynasty, and Kauyon for Tau Empire, which is really interesting. Kauyon did just get a bit of an FAQ touch-up as well.
Yep.
So yeah, that's really the spread on the detachments. Was there anything out of all of those that really stood out to you, Andrew?
No, not really. I know Rowan's been playing around a little bit with his Subterranean Assault for the snakes. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. I think most of the rest is kind of just good stuff all around. There's just, I guess, interesting list choices within them. So Warhorde with the Gargantuan Squigoth. It's probably the best attachment for it anyway. It doesn't get anything from anything else, really. And I know in one of the invasion fleets, there's a Hierophant as well.
Ooh.
So we've got a Bio-Titan turning up as well. So that will also be pretty cool.
Now what would be really cool is if the Gargantuan Squigoth goes up against the Hierophant.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not really a fight. Gargantuan Squigoth wins that any day. Easy.
Yeah. But it'd still be a massive spectacle on the table to see.
It sure would, yeah. So, yeah, it'd be pretty cool. There's some pretty cool models turning up. So
yeah, which is awesome. All right, so we've selected a couple of lists to have a look at for you guys to kind of preview some of the players. I'm going to jump into talking about those if it decides that, hey, I want to work now. Yes, we do. Cool. First up, we've got Alex Rigby, who is running Chaos Knights Lords of Dread.
Yes, he is.
This is a spicy list. Because he is running 2 Knight Atroposes with the Graviton Singularity Cannons, one with the Putrid Carapace and one with Mirror of Fates. He's then got the Cerastus Knight Lancer with the Throne of Mechanicum of Skulls.
Yep.
Then a Knight Despoiler with the, I believe it is double Gatling in there. Times that by 2 Knight Despoilers, but one's got a thermal cannon and a Gatling cannon. A single Carnivore, and then 3 Nurglings.
Yeah, the boy doesn't leave home without his Nurglings.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just lots of big stuff.
Yep.
Lords of Dread with -1 damage and everything else going on in there. It's just, can you kill me before I kill you?
Yep. But at the same time, you need to keep models up because this detachment is once per battle round 0 CP for sticky OC5 on an objective from a character.
Yeah.
Which basically is all of those knights, or the big knights. So yeah, I was having a look at the Atroposes and those Graviton Singularity Cannons. You do not want to be caught on the other side of those.
No, you really don't.
Yeah.
And they've also got obviously the Atroposes have got a 5-up in Violent Combat, which is a really nice thing to have as a knight player.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And then, if I remember correctly, the Lancer is the one that, that enhancement is the one that is advance and charge. Once per game on it. I'm going to pull it up just to remind myself. Where are we? We are looking at the Throne of Mechanicum Skulls, reroll charges, and once per, advance and charge.
Pretty
which
good.
Is, yeah.
Pretty good on Lancer. Yep.
Yeah. So expect that thing to be turn 1 combat. I've seen it, and yeah. So yeah, this is going to be a list to watch out for if Robert's run was anything to go by at the Winter GT a couple of weeks ago. Then, this is a detachment to bear in mind. There's a lot of tools in its toolbox. The sticky OC5, you need to get 6 OC onto those objectives. So yeah, it's going up against Lords of Dread. There's only 2 in the field, but still important to be prepared for.
Sure is, yeah.
Nimteal, which big demon list are you referring to? Are you talking about demons, or are you talking about another list like Lords of Dread that we were just talking about? Feel free to clarify that for me, brother. All right, next up, we're going to look at Ben Hader, who is running Salamanders, driving all the way down from the Newey area up in Newcastle.
Yeah.
So he's running an Apothecary Biologist with the Forged in Battle enhancement. He's got a Combi Weapon Lieutenant and Vulcan as his Warlord. He's got an Impulsor, three Flamer Aggressors, importantly. Single unit of Jump Pack Intercessors with the usual kit. Single Ballistas. Company of Heroes in there. Unit of 6 Eradicators with the double Multi-Melter. 6 Assault Bolter Inceptors. Unit of 5 Infernus Marines. Unit of 5 Infiltrators. With their usual fixings, I dare say. They're not on there, but they are free war gear, which is an interesting one. Maybe he's just forgotten it. I don't know. He's got a Land Raider Redeemer, which is primarily why I picked this, because I'm like, he's got a Redeemer. And then a Repulsor and a Hammer Strike. Storm Speeder Hammer Strike in there as well. So
Pretty good Space Marine stuff.
Yep. Turns out Fast Gun is good, as they say.
+1 to wound is also quite nice.
Yes. And the other thing as well is that the Vulcan unit of Company of Heroes has a ridiculously high OC. So that's really good tech into Knights.
Yep.
Same with the Eradicators. Obviously, getting +1 to wound from Oaths is good. Or you've got that strat as well. They're pushing their strength up to strength 10. Means that they can wound Baby Knights, so Armigers or War Dogs on 2s with that strat. Or you can punch up into bigger Knights on 4s. And re-rolling to wound and re-rolling damage and just really do a ton in there. Lost Crusader, thank you for that info. 19 OC for Vulcan and the Company of Heroes.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, so it's a kind of a lot to take out. Also, the Hammer Strike, I believe, also might throw out a source of +1 to wounds. No, it strips cover. But that one is the anti-vehicle Storm Speeder. So, good to have some more ranged anti-vehicle. But yeah, the Redeemer's pretty solid in there with its ability to just go... You can't come within a 24-inch diameter circle of this model, basically, with infantry. Otherwise, you're just going to get cooked. But yeah, I really like the list. It's really solid. It's a bit different from what we've seen traditionally in Salamanders. So I'm really excited to see how Ben goes with this one.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Next up, we've got David Cottam, who is running the Orc Dread Mob.
Yep.
So this was one you suggested, Andrew. So I'm keen to hear your thoughts on it. He's got two...
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, 2 big mechs. A big mech with shock attack gun with the Git Finder goggles, and then another mech as the Warlord. Unit of 10 boys with 1, 2, 3, 4 units of 10 Gretchen, because why not? 2 trucks, a Death Dread, 2 units of 5 Flash Kits, a Gorkanaut, 2 units of 3 Killer Cans with the rocket launchers, a unit of 5 Looters, 3 Smasher Gun mech guns, a unit of Storm Boys, a unit of 6, and then 2 units of 6 Tank Busters.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. So this list can throw out a lot of damage. Also, like, very, very swingy. And potentially blows half of itself up, but that's half the fun of playing Orcs. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, David took this to the New South Wales GT just recently, did quite well with it. I'll also note that every Knight player should be scared of his Gorkanaut, because that Gorkanaut killed Canis in combat. Rather easily. So, yeah, so I gave him, I had a little spare mask, so it'll have a little Canis mask on it now as a trophy.
Nice.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah, this detachment can obviously give +1 to wound and +1 damage to pretty much everything in this list into vehicles. So you've got damage 4 rocket launchers that are wounding Knights on 4s, 4s, with potentially sustained hits as well, or lethal hits if they want. It can get absurd, the numbers that you can reach in this detachment, but it is, again, pushing that button. So sometimes it can be good for you and really bad for your opponent, and other times you do nothing to your opponent, then blow half your unit up. So,
yep,
yeah, good fun.
Because that's the way hazardous rolls.
Oh yeah, especially when it's hazardous on 1s and 2s for Orcs. So in this one, when you've pushed the button, so yeah, and then the Grots are just a reactive move. They're all OC2, so they're just a great little unit to go and deny. And then a reactive move where they can potentially do mortals back to you as well as they run away. So it's a pretty nifty little strat. So.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, really interesting. I'm keen to see how David goes with this one, particularly in a Knight heavy meta that is present.
Yeah, he's done all right into a lot of the Knights that he's played. So I think we'll see how he goes.
Yep, for sure. Alrighty, next up. We've got Joe Locke, who is running Death Guard with Virulent Vectorium, and the name of his list is literally Losers to Knights.
Yep.
So he's running a Demon Prince with the Revolting Regeneration enhancement. He's got a Lord of Contagion with the Furnace of Plagues. another Lord of Contagion, a Lord of Virulence, and then Mortarion and Typhus. 2 Chaos Spawn. He's got then a unit of 6 and 2 units of 3 Death Shroud. 2 Fetid Bloat Drones with Blight Launchers. And then 2 units of 10 Poxwalkers.
Yep. All the good stuff again.
Yep.
And Joe has a lot of experience with Death Guard, so I expect him to do quite well.
Yeah, so do I. He did place quite well at the Sydney Winter GT as well. Not sure if his list was this one or if it was very similar.
He was running Emperor's Children at Sydney.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. But with the Knight meta, I think they struggle a little bit, especially with Coterie, trying to get your points. Trying to kill a big Knight early on is rough. So.
Yep. Yeah. And then Nim Teal has said Joe, Jay, and Dale for the podium and locking him in. So, yeah. I mean, Joe is a hell of a player. He's played Chaos for a very long time of all different flavors. So he definitely does know his way around, that's for certain.
Yeah, he sure does.
But yeah, then the last list we're going to look at is Philip Hunt, who is running Astra Militarum Recon Element. I need to look up this detachment because it is one that I'm like, huh? What does this one do?
Yeah, so if you get cover, if you're gaining the benefits of cover, you get +1 to your save. So you got Guardsman on 3-up saves.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think I counted this up last night. There is 179 Guardsman mods, I think.
Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we let's go through it. So he's got 3 Cadian Castellans, 1 with Gorilla Honors and 1 with Tripwires. He's then got 1, 2, 3 Cadian Command Squads that have all got the exact same loadout, which is Double Power Fist, Vox Caster Medipack, Regimental Standard. He's got 3 Cadian Heavy Weapons teams with autocannons on all of them. Followed by 1, 2, 3 Cadian 20 mans.
Yeah.
Again, identical loadout. Vox Casters, 2 Melter Guns, 2 Grenade Launchers in each of them.
Yep.
And then 3 lots of 3 Catachan Heavy Weapon teams with missile launchers on each of them.
Yep.
Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of 10. No.
It's 3 of them are 20 mans.
Yeah, 3. I just saw that. 3 20 mans and 3 10 mans for Catachans. With
maximum amount of flamers they can have.
Yep, and Vox Casters.
Yep.
Then Gaunt's Ghosts as the Warlord. And then 3 units of 5 Ratlings.
Yeah. It's a wall of bodies.
That's like, tonight's, that's like, cool, try it, I guess. That's,
basically.
That's like, the talk that's been around the Knight metagame at the moment is the way that you can potentially combat them is doing this. By just going, I'm just going to throw so many OC2 bodies at you, there is no way that you can kill all of them. That good luck trying to sticky OC5 objectives when I have 20 OC on them.
Yeah. I mean, as Cadian, if you're putting the command squads in with the banner, then they're an additional OC on each model. So, good luck.
Yeah.
They've got an interesting strat in there as well for... basically gives them the infiltrator rule, but for the entire unit. So you can have a 20-man unit with 12-inch deep strike denial. 1 CP.
Yeah, wow.
So that's pretty cool.
That's
there's some interesting stuff in there. So
yeah.
I think I think Recon's a pretty cool little detachment. So
Yep. They've
just requires a lot of infantry.
Yeah, for sure. The biggest enemy with that list is the clock. Yes.
Yep.
So
usually the clock for the opponent because they have so many choices.
Yep.
Any guard player that knows anything about his list knows it's not really going to kill anything, so you just move it all and then go to your turn.
Yep. Or depending on what your heavy weapons teams are able to see, shoot them off, and then you're like, cool, 10-minute turn
That's
pass.
it, move on. Yep.
Yep.
So,
yeah. You know, the one thing that I do that I'll point out, they've got the Tanglefoot grenade, so -2 to charge rolls.
Yep.
Which is also good.
Move in there as well.
Quite possibly. I think draw them out. Yeah. During the opponent's movement phase, the platoon unit within 9 inches, normal move of up to 6. Not D6, just flat 6.
It's got some tricks. So,
yeah,
lots of bodies to kill, but has some interesting tricks that it can potentially try. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, Andrew, if you were to pick someone to pick a faction to win this weekend, who would it be?
Honestly, it's probably just between the two knights.
Okay.
I think, from what I've seen, I think they're both lots Imperial and Chaos have very good play at the moment. So, I mean, it depends. There's some good pilots on them, so we'll see what happens. But my money's probably on Knights being up there.
Yep. That's a pretty safe bet. I'm just trying to think. You know, we've seen the meta. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the thing, Chad. I'm not gonna just auto pick Deathwatch because I'm like, I'd love to see Deathwatch go. I'm going to actually pick Necrons for this one. I actually really like Jack's list. He's like, I don't care that Knights are big at the moment. I'm just gonna run my Crons, and I like that kind of baller attitude. That's like, I don't care. He's got the Nightbringer. He's got the Void Dragon. So he's gonna give him a red hot crack. I'd like to see him get up and do well. But yeah, I think, you know, as we were talking off before stream, that ACT placed 3rd at the Australian New Zealand Team Champs.
Fourth.
Oh, was it 4th?
Fourth.
Just pipped by Victoria?
Yeah, they're lucky.
Yep. But yeah, no, like, you guys did really well. So the ACT scene is starting to get to the state where it's just, in general, it's a Shark Tank. So there's a lot of solid players that know what they're doing. There's, you know, some great interstate names coming, like Challen on Deathwatch. You know, you've got Andrew Sherman on Salamanders, Ben and Timmy Wallace coming down. Like, you know, there's some big names coming, which is going to be a great weekend. Really looking forward to it. But yeah, before we wrap up this evening, Andrew, is there any shout-outs you want to make to any sponsors or anyone who supported you in the prep for the tournament?
I mean, just thanks to Rowan and Dom, who've been helping me in the background. A massive help. Thanks to my wife, who has been doing a ton of work in the background as well. She is also very heavily involved, so it definitely makes things easier when I've got her helping out. A big thanks to the Canberra community in general for being so supportive and turning up and making it a great event. And then lastly, massive thanks to the Exterminatus Tournaments group boys. Without them, none of our tournaments would probably run, because it's a big group effort between all of us to make sure everything continues going the way it does and no one gets burnt out trying to run everything. So
Yeah, definitely know that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, I've had to unfortunately miss the past couple of Exterminatuses, which sucks because I love Exterminatus. Such a great event. And I do miss seeing not just yourself, but Dom and a lot of the other guys are part of the committee. So it'll be good to see some of you there this weekend. But yeah, that is where we're going to wrap things up for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll thank each and every one of you in chat for joining us. If you've jumped in halfway through and you missed the start, or you had to, you know, potentially leave early, you know, this will be up on our YouTube channel on Thursday. And Andrew, thank you so much for taking time out of your week to sit down and have a chat, mate.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been ScottyD here on the ATWN. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're not going to be at the tournament on the weekend, make sure to subscribe over on our YouTube channel, because that's where the tournament coverage is going to be over the weekend for both days. I'll be your commentator. It's going to be a great weekend. I hope to catch you for that one. But ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, and catch you next time.